I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather. As a cold front tracks to the east, strong to severe thunderstorms likely across the central and east. All hazards are possible, including golf ball size hail, wind gusts to 75, and tornadoes. Once the storms pass, you are in the clear. The cold front, the divider between dew points in the 60s to the east and the 30s to the west. Also of note, elevated to critical fire weather conditions in place over southwestern Nebraska to northwest Kansas through early this evening. There are lower chances of occasional thunderstorms tomorrow through Thursday with some passing disturbances. Friday through the weekend is mostly dry as a ridge of high pressure builds across the western U.S. A disturbance Sunday night could trigger a few thunderstorms. Highs for tomorrow through the weekend, mostly seasonal, in the mid-60s to the low 70s. That temperature trend continues in the long-term forecast. Mostly seasonal or near normal temperatures are likely this weekend through May 19th in Nebraska and Kansas. Below normal rainfall is predicted for Nebraska and Kansas this weekend through early next week before an outlook of slightly above normal rainfall the middle of next week through May 19th. Soil temperatures this morning is 7 and 4 inches down in the low to mid 50s across Nebraska, the upper 50s to the low 60s for soil temperatures over Kansas. Key weather factors impacting the markets include more heavy rain and severe storms in the central U.S., poor crop weather in western Europe and the Black Sea region, dryness in central Brazil, and flooding rain in southern Brazil. Today, a severe weather outbreak is unfolding across the central and southern plains with expectations of multiple long-track tornadoes and hail up to 2 to 4 inches, especially in parts of Oklahoma and southern Kansas. Strong thunderstorms may occur as far north as the northern plains and eastward into the mid-Mississippi Valley. The threat of severe weather slightly diminishes and moves eastward, reaching the mid-south and Ohio Valley by the middle of the week. 5-day rainfall should top an inch in the northern plains and across the eastern half of the U.S., except in northern New England and along and near the Gulf Coast. Parts of the Ohio and Tennessee valleys could receive 2 to 4 inches or more of rain. That contrasts with mostly dry weather prevailing in the southern half of the plains, opening the planting window a little more. In Rio Grande do Sul of far southern Brazil, more heavy rain fell over the weekend, adding to the catastrophic flooding of the last week. Occasional rain is likely to continue in southern Brazil through next week. Flooding, mudslides, and crop damage all putting a damper on what was a pretty good crop season, and it's making for massive delays in southern Brazil's winter wheat planting. Second crop corn areas in central Brazil remain very dry and hot as the crop enters the pollination and fill stage. Southern Brazil's second crop corn areas may catch some rain. Western Europe is still mostly too wet, but drier conditions are taking over. This weekend could bring some scattered rain and another burst of cooler air to Eastern Europe. Southern Russia and the Black Sea region this past weekend saw some better rain in limited areas, but it's still very dry in most primary wheat areas. Colder air this week is likely going to lead to some frost in most northern areas of the Black Sea region, and some damage may occur to less developed wheat. With the check of your ag weather, I'm Paul Perkins.